Hey guys, welcome back to 5 Tips to Becoming a Professional Musician. I really hope that these tips have been a blessing to you and that you're able to apply them and become a better and a more successful professional musician. Today we're going to review tip number 5. And to me personally, this sets a lot of musicians back from ever moving on ahead. This is going to save you a lifetime of doing those bougie gigs where you just get $70, $80 and you're going to be killing yourself over what, $70. As we got to do better. You have to be about your business. You got to know your business, and you also have to create your network of individuals that are willing to work with you to get this bread and make this money and provide a service of music to those people who are in need of it at the time. So when you first start, like always, I did things for free. You know what I mean? I would just wanted to show my face so that people would call me and know that I was in town. So shortly after doing that, I started getting paid $50, $60, $70, maybe $80 a gig. Once I applied step 1 through 4 and all of this, guys, I started seeing that people started calling me to be the point of contact for certain gigs, for big gigs. So I was no longer getting paid what that person wanted to pay me or thought that I was worth. I was getting paid what I thought I was worth because now I called the shots, and now I was able to be like, hey man, I got this gig, it pays so-and-so, rather than me being on the other end and receiving what that person was willing to give me. For all I know, they made $300 that night and I walked away with 80. And that's okay, because we all have to pay our dues. But you have to become that person. You have to become that point of contact, but you also have to have your network of people who are willing to break this bread with you. For instance, I call them my tier 1s, my tier 2s, and my tier 3s, kind of like first string, second string, third string. On my first string, those are kind of like family. Those are people who I've been playing for with a long time, who I respect and I love. And why wouldn't I want to give them work? You know what I mean? We call that keeping the bread in the family. It goes round and round, because if you're paying a homeboy, that's being a blessing to his family, and you're just breaking bread with family. Second string is people who you really like. People who, if first string can't make it, if they have already a different commitment, then second string is equally as good, but they're not as, I guess, they don't have as much sentimental value as first string. And third string is just kind of like, you know, dudes that can fill in. The good thing about third string is that you can literally pay them what you want or whatever they're okay with receiving at that time. With first string, you want to make sure you pay them fairly, because they are family, they are your homeboys. But you also want to respect the position that you're in now and make sure you break bread for yourself. However you decide to do this, really, but just be fair. Make sure you give them what they expect, okay? Don't be doing bad business by saying, I'm gonna give you 200, and then at the gig you give them 120. That's how you burn bridges. That's how you get people to talk bad about you. If you say you can give them 120, give them 120. You got to have this open conversation with them to know what their minimum is, like to where they can say, hey bro, if you're giving me this much, don't even call me. You got to have that conversation with them. And I feel for a lot of people that's kind of an awkward conversation, but it's a conversation that you need to have if you want to become the man, if you want to become that person who's calling the shots. My whole team, I know what they feel comfortable getting. So I don't ever lowball them. And when I'm negotiating with them in mind. That way we can both break bread and we can both make what we expect. You know what I mean? So guys, you have to be better at this. You have to know your business. You gotta have those conversations with those people who are willing to work with you. And you also have to be good at steps 1, 2, 3, 4 in order to be able to get to step 5. Okay? If you can't even do step 1 through 4, don't ever expect to be on step number 5, where you're actually the one that people are going to, because honestly, you're not giving music the respect that it deserves. You're never going to be in step number 5. So it's a process. This is why they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is why they're put in that order, because this is the order that you're going to be walking. You have to treat it like a job. First of all, you have to develop multiple streams of income. You have to be a good person to be around with. And then you're going to become that person who calls the shots. Guys, I really hope this has been a blessing to you. I really hope that this has helped you and this is going to help you get to where you need to be. Feel comfortable with becoming that businessman, because yes, we're musicians, but we're also businessmen. And give us a good rep. Do good business with people. Pay your musicians, or pay the people who are willing to work with you, pay them correctly, so that they'll want to work with you more, and build yourself a good legacy, build yourself a good name, you know, that people want to work with you, so that when anybody calls, man, that guy's great, man, he's super professional, he's extremely nice, he has everything that I wanted, he knows, he works with me with my budget. Become that guy, because that guy is the one who's making a good living.